Our numbers are low for the KBDI, and again, I'll remind everyone the KBDI is a range from 0 to 800. 0 being that the ground cannot take any more moisture, and 800 being it's absolutely barren of any moisture. We're at a low of 585, a high of 714, with an average of 651. And typically in Smith County, we look at burn ban values when we get to around the average of 700. And so we're nowhere near that burn ban threshold yet, but I wanted to make sure that you are aware that as typical of this time of year, that we are starting to creep up. And so I wanted to remind the public to just use caution. Now when they're burning, we are starting to see a spike in grass fires that are getting away. We've had some vehicles that have been burned, a couple of outhouses that have burned because of grass fires that have gotten away. No homes yet, thank goodness. But then I also wanted to let everyone know what we're looking at with regards to these tropical systems that are coming through. We've got the first system that is on the coast now. I am praying for rain, and so that is what we are praying for. If we get that rain, that'll be much needed. That will definitely help with our KBDI values. However, the second storm is the one that's going to be worrying me a little bit, and that's because right now it's forecast to go to the east side of us. And once a tropical system comes ashore, the moisture no longer wraps. The moisture typically tends to fall on the east side of the storm, and as the air circulates around, it dries out. So we'll see it, depending on how close the storm gets to us, we could see the tropical storm force winds without moisture on the second storm. So hopefully we'll get plenty of moisture out of the first one. But what I would like to just warn the public and just urge the public, if they're going to be burning in the next couple of days, use extreme caution. When you leave your fires, make sure that the fires are completely out, because if that was to come through, the worst case scenario, we had the tropical storm force winds without the moisture. Any fires that have been burning from today on could still have hot embers that can get uncovered, and it could spark a fire. So just use extreme caution. You have any questions?
Questions for the Marshal on this item? It's important information this time of year. It's not unusual for us to continue to put this on the agenda periodically to keep you all updated. Certainly if a burn ban is necessary in between meetings, I'll issue that. The Marshal and I talked last week about the rise. We're at 651 on the average. As you know, if there is no moisture, then typically, Marshal, as I recall our conversation last week, it's going to go up about 10 points a day based on just kind of an average. So you're looking at, if we got no moisture, within 5 or 6 days, you're probably around that 700 number, and that's why we wanted to bring this to you. We do anticipate rain later this week, and hopefully that'll bring that number down and get us through the dangerous time period here. But if we don't, then we'll be coming back to you next week to give you an additional report and maybe need to take some action.